Honorable political leader of this great party, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa, deputies, political leaders, members of parliament, senators, NATEX members, ladies and gentlemen, good night. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as I stand before you, first of all, to give you an update as to what has transpired last Monday. The Honorable Senator David Nackett, myself and others went to the U.S. Embassy and the United Nations office in Port of Spain for one mission, one purpose. And someone might ask, well, why you folks went down to those institutions? Well, tonight I want to let you know that the reason we have gone throughout the length and breadth was simply to have the voice of the children in this country heard throughout the international community. You see, Keith Christopher Rowley, while he went ahead and appointed an independent committee to investigate the abuse of our children in these state-run homes and other private homes. I want to tell you tonight that after Keith Rowley had appointed Justice Judith Jones, an individual who I consider to be one, competent, two, with integrity, and three, an individual who will perform the duty that is at hand. After the honorable individual have submitted that report to Keith Rowley, we have seen Keith Christopher Rowley did absolutely nothing but tries to hoodwink the population by appointing a task force to investigate what the honorable individual Justice Judy Jones had brought to the table. I have seen Justice Judy Jones now sit at the helm of the Police Service Commission, and that speaks volume. That tells us that this individual not only outshine the rest, but her integrity is intact. And how come when Justice Judith Jones could brought out what was taking place in these homes, that 307-page report, it deals with what was currently happening, what is ongoing as we speak, and recommendations as to protect the children in these homes. But what did Ayanna Webster Roy and Keith Christopher Rowley did? They have shelved that report, and it's only when they were questioned by the opposition, then we learned that this report was submitted to those individuals for over 6 months with recommendation to ease and to put a stop to the abuse of our children. Yet to the end of the day, these individuals who we believe have the interests of the country at heart, we have seen a demonstration by this administration pointing out quite clearly that they do not have the interests of the children nor the country at heart. So we went down there. We went down there and cried and expressed the pain, the agony that our children face in this home today, while this government continues to be idle, and for a better word, they continue to mamaga you, the population, while to the end of the day, our children continue to suffer brutal attacks. We have seen in that report somewhere down in page 21, where it speaks of a child being abused, damages to the rectum of that child, and yet to the end of the day, we will have these officials, people who I believe do not understand what it takes to care about children. Because if this government had cared anything about the children in our country, we would have seen the police, we would have seen the DPP, we would have seen files being submitted recommending prosecution to mash up this pedophile ring that now exists in this country. And I want to tell you that this pedophile ring is not a ring that is newly started. This ring was existing as far back, if you want to go up the hill or check the valley, that ring was existing as far back. And if you don't believe me, you could ask Ken Valley if what I'm saying is not the truth. We have seen high-ranking officials in government who have a number of allegations. I have interviewed an individual who now resides in the UK. And in that interview, Trinidad and Tobago, you will recognize and understand that this ring goes as high as members allegedly in the judiciary, members allegedly in the law association, and members within the business sector. This is what we are experiencing. And today, we have a government who sits in office, a government without any form of moral principle, a government who cannot in any way stand out and speak out and then own up to what they say. It's always a game. They lie today, they lie tomorrow, and they lie forevermore. But we, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to stand up for the children in this country. We are going to ensure that the message, the cover-ups of this government go through the length and breadth of the international community, whereby we could seek some kind of redress for the children in our country. You know, there were some challenges. There were some challenges, and Senator Naked will bear that out. But let me tell you something about members in this UNC. We are not afraid to stand and to stand for what is right. We are not afraid to speak out and to speak out for what is right. We does not anyway, anytime, anyhow, afraid to call the spade. And we will call the Keith Rowley administration just what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you parents in this country, I want to ask you, where are your heart? Where are your moral and spiritual value in this country? You as parents in our society, and by the way, I want to thank the hundreds and few people who came out together with Senator David Naked and myself on behalf of these children. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen. But the rest of you, I want to ask you, where is your heart? Could you imagine what happened in the wee hours of the morning in these homes? Are you aware about the agony and pain that these children would be experiencing? Bawling, crying, screaming within the perimeters of four walls. No one to come to their rescue. And when we believe that this country will stand up and condemn and cry out against this incompetent Prime Minister for lack of any form of redress for these children, you, the country, sit quiet. My heart burned this week when I saw an ad on Facebook. And then when I saw the amount of people who came out down on the Diego Martin side for this great big festival, and they jump and they whine and they enjoy themselves. But guess what? Today, I want to ask each and every one of you, what about the children in these homes who are crying out for help, saying, please don't touch me there? What about these children who continue to feel that pain and agony on a daily basis while your government refuses to protect these children? I am saying to you tonight that we would have expected the Prime Minister and Ayanna Webster Roy to be the guardians of these children, to be the protectors looking out for these children who do not have a parent to look out for them. I am saying tonight, Trinidad, that all of us must stand together and ensure that justice comes to these children. I remember little Akil Chambers, who was brutally raped by some savage, sick animals, and by the way, some of them in the PNM. And to the end of the day, no justice for Akil Chambers. I remember Senator Nakit was a witness. He was interviewed in relation to two young boys who scream out and speak of this short, stocky, short Rasta hairstyle individuals. And today, no justice. No justice. I do not know, Senator Nakit, if to find out who is this short Rasta man. I don't know if we have to bring Scotland Yard to find out. But we have to find out, because for too long, our country, for too long, our children, for too long, the cries of these individuals continue to fall on deaf ear. I want to encourage all of us, all of you in this country, let us set the example by standing up for what is right. Let us not be afraid. Let us not tremble. Let us realize that we have a power and a strength that we collectively could stand and defend this country. We have competent men and women in the UNC. We have a leader, and we have some deputy leaders who are capable, who are strong, who could stand and withstand the test of time, where we could get justice in this country for our children and justice for you, the people of this country. I thank you, and may God bless you this afternoon.